Cooler than cool. Ice cold. Fin fans to the north, fin fans in the south, to the east and to the west. What's better than this? More of this. Now let's talk about it. So the Miami Dolphins, some good things about Miami. It's fascinating. Some interesting things about Miami, if you didn't know, is that the Miami Dolphins organization started in 1966. They actually got the name. The name derived from a TV show about a dolphin. The name of the television show was called Flipper. And that show aired from like 1964 to 1967. And in fact, that's where the Miami Dolphin logo comes from. With the dolphin jumping over in the water is from the television show Flipper. And TD, which stands for The Dolphin, is actually the name of the Miami Dolphins mascot. So that's a very interesting thing. If you didn't know that, the Miami Dolphins was named after a television show called Flipper back in the day. So another thing you may not know, you might have known, but back in 1972, when the Miami Dolphins went on their epic Super Bowl run and undefeated season, the quarterback with the most lion's share of the games Miami played that year, his name was Earl Morrall, and he was actually the backup quarterback. So in 1972, when Miami went undefeated, most of the games were played and won by Earl Morrall, a backup quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, and he was claimed off of a $100 waiver. Bet you didn't know that. And another thing that you might not have known is that, or you might even have wondered, is like, so you have two main conferences, right? You have the AFC and you have the NFC. And each of them have their divisions, okay? And, like AFC East, AFC, West, AFC South, and, the North, or the East, we call it the Central. Anyhow, well, in the AFC East, you have Miami, Buffalo, the Jets, and New England. At one point, before the whole change, of course, Indianapolis Colts were there. And the Indianapolis Colts are now in the AFC South. And the AFC South consists of the Colts, the Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Colts, Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Tennessee. And that's who makes up the AFC South. Now, you probably ask yourself, like, well, why is Indianapolis in the AFC South and not in the AFC East? And Miami's in the AFC East and not in the AFC South? Well, it goes all the way back to when the AFC was called the AFL. And Miami was one of the first teams that was in the AFL. And at that time, it was Miami, Buffalo, and the Jets and New England. And basically, when the Colts came in to the AFL, when they was invited to the AFL, when the Colts was invited to the AFL, well, most of the games had already been, played between, and the rivalries had already been formed between the Dolphins and the Jets, Dolphins and the Patriots, Dolphins and the Bills. And so the NFL decided that since the rivalry is already there between these teams, and, with the Jets always found a way to beat us at the inopportune time, or the Patriots, they're always a ferocious fight with us. We have always fought with them. And the Bills especially always find a way to like beat us good and sound. I mean, just tear-jerking moments right there. And well, with the Colts, the rivalry it wasn't as strong as the other three. So they figured that they just go ahead and put the Colts, in their own little division there with those other three teams, the Titans, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Texans. So that's how you have it right now with the AFC East, with the Dolphins, Patriots, Bills, and the Jets, and that's how you have it right there. Another interesting thing you didn't know. I mean, you always see the Miami Dolphins cheerleaders and everything, and those cheerleaders, they do a great job. They do a really good job. And did you know that Miami has 2 male cheerleaders? And basically, these guys are called the Fin Force, and what they do is like every time Miami scores a touchdown, these guys have these flags that they run from end to end, and they get the crowd hyped, ready for some more scoring. They're ready for some more touchdowns, to happen because, when we scoring touchdowns, we're winning. And it's like that's what these guys do. So they're part of the Fins Force, and they carry these flags, and they sprint these flags, from end to end there, and they just help celebrate Miami's scores. And also, another interesting thing, I didn't know you knew this or not, but see, what makes Miami another great team is the fact that what makes Miami a great team is back in 2008, Miami went 1-15. Okay, they won one game and they lost 15 straight games. Miami lost. And they got beat. It was a bad year, and this happened in 2008. Now, the following year, Miami went to the playoffs. Not only did they go to the playoffs, they won the division. So, Miami's the only team in NFL history to lose 15 games and win one, and then the next year turn around and go to the playoffs and win their division and go to the playoffs. That's Miami. That's why Miami's a great team. You love them. Something else interesting, I thought, is the fact that back in 1983, Dan Marino was drafted into the USFL by the Los Angeles Express, and he was also drafted. He was also drafted, of course, by Miami. However, though, there were 2 teams that were considering getting him, and one of the teams was Pittsburgh, and the other one was the Jets. Pittsburgh was thinking about getting Dan Marino with the 20th pick of that year of the 1983 draft, and the Jets were thinking about picking him up with the 24th pick. And here we come picking him up. I think we were like the 27th pick, I think, when we picked up Dan Marino. And that's an interesting fact. Dan Marino was drafted into the USFL to play for the Los Angeles Express. First round pick too, and the number 1 pick. And one other great fact about Miami is Miami's all about that love. I tell you, it's South Beach. It's the weather. It's just the views are spectacular. The people there just lovely. The whole culture is phenomenal. It's like a melting pot of everything good. And well, it was like 1988. There was a player on the Miami Dolphins team. His name is Jensen, and he was the only active player in NFL history to propose live on television before the New York Jets game that we wound up losing. But it was still a shootout. I think the score was like 44-30, but it was still a shootout. And Jensen had a good game that game. He had like 6 receptions for 96 yards. But the Miami Dolphins were the only team to have an active player to propose live on television. If you guys get a chance, don't forget to subscribe, like it, hit the bell and everything. It always helps the channel, and at the same time it helps the people that are involved. It helps throw us some support so that we can continue doing what we're doing, and we appreciate it very much. Don't forget to take a look at our gear. Clicking with the FinFan. You can check out the links below, and also know that your support with this helps our artists, and it also helps what we're doing here with Clicking with the FinFan. And a good thing about it all is you also get free shipping with that. So just take a look at the gear that we got. Grab something for you, your boo, significant other, your kids, whatever. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you.